Hey folks, Chris here with Urban Gardener DC. It is midsummer. It is actually July the 8th here in the eastern region of the United States. And it's time for me to start planning for my fall crops. I wanted to offer you guys the opportunity here to kind of see where I have been ordering seeds from many past years. Here we have the first company. You can do a Google search. I've ordered seeds from Amazon. I've ordered seeds maybe even from eBay at some point. And I've really found that buying seeds from reputable seed houses has a much, much higher germination rate. I did a video back in the spring where I went to the Dollar Tree where I was able to get 4 seed packs for $1. And I had some success, right? We saw what we did. We did lettuces, we did arugula, bunching onions, a couple other things. And I'll be honest, yes, they did sprout, but the germination rate was extremely low. I'm not sure if they're secondhand seed or how long it's been since they were actually seeded from the vegetable themselves. Typically some of these big box stores, even though if you pay attention on the back of the seed packet, it does have a date and an expiration date of when not to sell them. So if you pay attention to those can definitely be helpful. But I've definitely found over the years using an actual seed company to be a lot more beneficial. Now, I'll warn you, some of these seed companies we have here, Territorial Seed, we have Haas Tools, we have Burpee, and then another garlic farm, garlic, asparagus, potatoes, shallots, all sorts of stuff, Fillery Farm. Now, keep in mind, all of these seed companies are in different climates. They're in different areas of the United States. So getting seeds from some of these places is not always the most beneficial way to get high germination rate, but they are quality seeds. And that's why I'm recommending some of the places that I've gone. So Territorial Seed, you see here, they're promoting obviously fall crops. They're promoting grab your garlic now. I have not ordered garlic from Territorial Seed. I know my father has. He has actually had very good success with them. With the garlic, we also have different flowers, seed collections, obviously garlic again. And it's, Territorial Seed's actually a pretty reputable company. I know folks that have actually ordered actual roots like raspberry roots, asparagus roots, and have seen great success. So they have different guides, and then we're just going to go to the shop. I'll just give you a couple examples. Let's just check out their new products. So they have artichoke, arugula, Edison bean, Azuma beet. They have carrots. They have cabbage, different cabbages, purple, broccoli. And I'll just click on it just to give you an idea. I'm not going to do really a price comparison, but like a decent fall crop for me, obviously maybe some possible sugar snap peas would be awesome. But keep in mind, it's early July here, so I'm looking to germinate now to hopefully plant in the next probably 45 days, which will put me roughly at the end of August this year. So let's just take a look at their fall festival garlic. So you get an 8-ounce package for $46. And this is actually, see, it's in an assorted pack. Yeah. So you don't actually choose, you actually get Music from Michigan. Music is actually a great variety of garlic. I've had a lot of success with it. It's got a really decent sized clove, but it has a ton of flavor. Hardiest Siberian, and then another one from Georgia right there. So let's just kind of compare. So 8 ounces, $46. Let's go to Haas Tool. Let's go to Seeds. And I'm not sure if Haas carries garlic. Let's just do a search. Once again, I've never ordered from them. So they have garlic chives, elephant garlic, German white garlic. Not sure what that is. Elephant. I know a lot of people grow elephant. Me personally, elephant does not have a lot of flavor. It's a great presentation garlic, these humongous garlic cloves. But in me personally using elephant before, it just doesn't have a lot of flavor. Not that I wouldn't grow it. It's a great prolific looking garlic bulb when you pick it. All right, so German white, they have 1 pound, $25. That's not bad in comparison to the, what was it, 8 ounces? Yeah, I'm sorry, it's 3 8-ounce packages. Sorry about that. So yeah, they don't have any other options, but it's actually 3 8-ounce packages. So it's a variety of garlic, as I thought. Not bad. German garlic. I'm not familiar with German white. It just looks like a silver skin type of a garlic. 2-inch size bulbs. Yeah, so it's not humongous, but not bad. And then we also have Burpee that I've ordered from. Let's do a quick search for them. Garlic bulbs. Yeah, see, Burpee has a nice selection. Music, that's one variety I definitely recommend. Let's see what do they ask? Half pound for 18 bucks. So in comparison, if you went back, the German white 1 pound was 25, and then half a pound of the music, which I would recommend music over some other varieties. I mean, if you look at, there's music right there. You can see how the cloves are. It's a really good garlic, right? Now, another place I've ordered from and have had a lot of success from is Fillery Farm. They're actually on the West Coast. They're in Washington State. They allow you to pre-order in the summer, which is highly recommended. Last year, I waited until about August before I ordered. They're usually shipped by mid to late September for an October planting. I waited a little bit late last year. They give you a great option that if whatever variety you don't, or excuse me, whatever variety that you order, if they run out of stock, they'll automatically replace it with something else similar. Last year it wasn't so successful for me. I prefer a hardneck variety. I just think they're easier to grow. Two, they have much more prolific cloves. They're not smaller cloves. They give you a decent size bulb that turns into, multiple cloves. And then you also get the garlic scape from the hardneck variety, which is a great treat in the early summer. When you prune off those garlic scapes, you can use them and saute them or flavor olive oil with them. So hardneck for me, I do prefer. They have ordering is live now. So the Fillery does not just carry garlic. As you see here, they have seed potatoes. They also, let's go to our seeds. Yeah, they have onion sets, seed potatoes, sweet potatoes. They have some different garlic packs, potato packs. Just as an example, a garlic pack. You get a small starter pack. What does this include? Small gardeners. You get a 1/4 pound each of 2 of the most common garlics. Okay. And that's $30. But keep in mind that is only half a pound. They also have these other sets here, but let's just go to seed garlic as a generic. And then let's go to the different varieties. So here you go. Gives you a perfect example of what the actual garlic plant is going to grow, how it's going to grow, what it'll look like. There's a porcelain, turban, artichoke, many different varieties. Silver skin, which is similar to what we saw. I think it was on Haas Tools where they were that German white. It kind of reminded me of a silver skin. Comment down below if I'm wrong, but it looks like a generic silver skin type of a garlic. They also have shallots, which I've ordered in the past. Those are great as a great fall winter crop for just ground cover. And they have the French gray shallots and the Dutch reds. And then keeping in mind, yes, I do order from all 3 of these seed shops. I've seen success with them, but I've actually seen a lot of success by going with a local in my region, right? I'm in Zone 7, Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, Southern Maryland market. And this gentleman here is a YouTuber. He's actually a huge YouTuber. I think over 700,000 subscribers now. His name is Gary Pilarchik, and he runs the Rusted Garden. And it's actually in Howard County, Maryland, which is only about 40, 45 minutes north of where I am in DC. And he also does educational YouTube series. He's a garden entrepreneur, as I would say. He definitely lends his knowledge, his experience, and he likes to test things. But he also has a seed shop. And if you guys remember, just a couple years ago, amidst COVID and the pandemic, a lot of these seed shops were running out of inventory. You couldn't go to the store and find stuff. And I actually jumped on Gary's Rusted Garden channel. I'd been following him for years and then remembered that he had a seed shop. And I got some really, really quality seeds from this gentleman and his Rusted Garden community. So let's go to seed packs. I believe I ordered something of the sort. So yeah, here is just an example. And it's very inexpensive. 1 3/4 ounces of the Rusted Garden Mexican mix, right? So 20 different lettuces and leafy greens in one package for $7. Not a bad option, right? Definitely not a bad option for $7, and you get a nice leafy green mixture. But I'm looking for some more fall variety stuff. So let's do something like a Brussels sprout. So boom, there we go. Brussels sprouts. $2 for a pack of seeds. Let me see. Does it say how many? It doesn't, but I've ordered this in the past and seen great success with it. Now, I will keep in mind, it depends on your exact climate, but for us in Washington, D.C., the fall gets down into like the 40s. And then by like December, we'll start getting frost and freezing, just Thanksgiving or just after Thanksgiving. So you'd like to have a lot of this stuff in the ground early fall. And I've seen great success. So with that in mind, let's go back to, he actually has a closeout section too. Yeah, so he has garden supply stuff, spray bottles, seed trays. He's actually got a custom journal, which I actually have a journal as well that I've been using in the community garden this year, just to kind of give me, because it's the first year in the community garden, gives me a sense of the time that I germinated, the time that I planted, when did I fertilize, if I fertilized, because I didn't know what the soil was going to be like. So keeping a journal is actually an awesome idea. It's going to be so beneficial to me maybe next February, March, when I start to germinate and start getting some plants outside. It's going to give me a reference. It's going to give me a guide to go back on. So seeing here that you have all of these companies, Territorial Seed, highly recommend them. They have quality stuff. Hoss Tools, I have not ordered from them, but they have a huge YouTube following and really good educational stuff. And their seed shop is pretty prolific. I mean, they have a decent amount of stuff. Let's go under fruits and vegetables. Yeah, and of course they have tomatoes and they have carrots and okra, and they're in southern. Hoss Tools is in southern Georgia, not far from the Florida line. I think about an hour north of Florida. So their climate is a bit different than where I am in Washington, D.C., but I'm definitely going to try them out with some of their seeds, especially for the fall type stuff, and see how that does. Obviously, we're going to probably do some sort of a broccoli, some sort of a like a winter squash. So yeah, they have a wide variety of stuff on Hoss Tools. Same thing if you go through the Burpee catalog, and if you just go to vegetables, same thing. Beans, peppers, squash, tomatoes, and so on. Different brassicas, which is definitely fall crops for me. They have, yep, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, kale, different types of kale actually. Broccolini type of a broccoli, which actually is quite nice. Different cabbages. So all of these are options. You have to study your climate, figure out the right time of year. In zone 7, for me, as I've said, fall crops like the brassicas, I would definitely probably germinate between now and mid-August and hopefully be able to direct plant from the germinated seedlings probably in mid to late September. The garlics, the shallots, and those things, I like to get them in around Halloween, which is around the last part of October. Definitely before a freeze, you give them a little bit of time to get started with a little bit of a root base. Things like garlic, especially, really need to be hardened off. So, part of the garlic growing process is it actually does benefit by freezing and getting dormant. So, if you get it in that top couple inches of soil, which is definitely going to freeze at some point, you're going to have a wonderful crop of garlic because part of their growing process is to be hardened off in late winter so that by early spring, I've actually seen garlic shoots come up out of the soil as early as mid-February here in zone 7. But once again, it's all based on your climate. I'm sure Washington State, where Fillory Farms is located, I'm sure their growing process is just a bit different, being up in the far northwest of the country. But once again, Fillory has some really quality products. I've used them for many years. I've known actually farmers that order from Fillory as well as a great seed shop. Same thing with Gary and the Rustic Garden. Because he is in a very similar climate to where I am, I have seen a huge success rate using his seeds. And it's great, obviously to support a fellow gardener in your region. Maybe one day I'll be able to make it up to Gary's Rusted Garden and do a tour, or maybe get him to come down and see our community garden. Who knows? But that just gives you guys some perspective on the time of year that we're in now. As I said, it's July 8th, and we're looking to start ordering seeds for our fall crops. We're not digging anything out just yet. Our garden, as you've seen in recent videos, is flourishing. We're giving away a ton of vegetables to the seniors and the community surrounding our garden, our community garden. And this gives us, a way to give back to the community and benefit by working in the garden where I love to be. So with that being said, I just wanted to drop in here quick, give you guys a couple companies that you could use for your garden, depending on where you are climate-wise. But someone in your market, I'm sure, like a Rusted Garden, like this Gary Pilarchik's garden, I'm sure you can possibly find someone that's a local seed vendor, but you could also go to the online stores similar to Fillory or Burpee or Hoss Tools or even Territorial Seed. So with that being said, guys, if this has brought any type of value to you or helped you along the way, I actually would like to hear from all of you as well. All right. So give me a thumbs up if you can. Subscribe to the channel. You'll always get notifications when I post new content. But I'd like to hear from you in the comments below. Where are you getting your seeds from? What do you plan on planting for this fall season 2024? I plan on doing garlic and all sorts of brassicas and some leafy greens to keep the vegetable garden going as long as possible, adding more nutrients to the soil even in the off season, so that next spring we're going to have an even better fertilized garden to plant in. So guys, that's it for now. Hope this was helpful. I will see you all soon on the next one.